welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be playing a game on the Intellivision called Diner. Now this game is actually a sequel, like it says there, to the Burgertime game, which I played a lot of when I was a kid. I still love it today. It's probably my favorite port on the, of Burgertime, I should say. And it's one of my more favorite games on the Intellivision. There isn't, I don't think there is any other real actual sequels to Burgertime outside of this one, but there are things like Super Burger Time, and this was actually done by the same programmer, and it actually says there, in 87, so it was a late title, and it was done by INTV Corp, which apparently they took over the rights of Intellivision after the crash and continued making games. So let's jump into the game. This is kind of fun because it's a little bit of a different kind of a game, but it still has the same feel of Burgertime. So let's see, one player. I'm gonna do a skill level of 1, like I always do. So as you can see, there's Peter Pepper right there. And so, the board is different. The layout is different, obviously. You're not making hamburgers in this game. You're actually you're going after these little balls of something. I don't know. It just says food. So I guess it's up to your imagination what it could be. If it's meatballs, maybe. Could be lettuce balls. Maybe it's just I don't know. But yeah. So your enemies. There's a familiar character there. There's a little wiener guy. You see him, or the sausage, or whatever you want to call him. He's right out of the original Burgertime game. And then there's that little, whatever that is. It looks like a root beer. Kind of like in the first Burgertime game. But the root beer in the first Burgertime game, at least I think it's a root beer, is actually like a pepper refill. And of course, speaking of pepper, you actually do have pepper in this game as well. I haven't used it yet, but you can see it right here. Same idea, different sound effect. They kind of changed that up a bit, but it's interesting. It just seems like the sounds and all that. It's kind of like similar, almost like he just remixed the music, or they just kind of took the same sound effects, just kind of tweaked them a little bit. Like even that sound there of the, whatever that is, looks like a drink. That's your pepper refill. So anyways, the object is obviously different than the original Burgertime game. You're not making burgers. You're kicking those food things down into the bottom there, which I could only assume is probably like a oven or something, like you're actually cooking food. Maybe you're throwing it into the oven. I can definitely hear some of those sound effects. Oh, I ran into a weenie. I could definitely hear some of those sound effects, like the falling sound and all that. You could hear that that's from like the original Burgertime. And I like the 3D look. I mean, the look of it's kind of like it's almost like it reminds me of games like Crystal Castles on the Atari 2600, or even to some degree Congo Bongo. It's not on that angle, but the graphics make it look like it is. They make it look three-dimensional, even though it's a two-dimensional game. It's interesting that they would come up with some kind of different layout in a sense, and I like that he didn't just follow the status quo and say let's just make another Burgertime game and just change the levels around, for instance, and maybe tweak some of the graphics a bit. They actually went through the trouble of actually creating an entirely different game with entirely different strategy. Like you can see how utilizing this ball to also squish the enemies is actually pretty good. I guess I'm out of pepper. You get a lot of men in this game, but you know, once you run out of pepper, this becomes even more of a challenge than I think the original Burgertime, because it is a little bit harder to run away. You're on like you know, the same area, but you can kind of go up and down. You can see I'm up and then I'm down, and so you know, it's a different strategy altogether. You can see Ray's in the corner there. Obviously, that's the programmer's name. Now this is interesting. Now you got these like areas that open up just to make the board shift a little bit. Oh, and it kills you too. I don't know if I've gotten this far yet. This is interesting. I think the last time I tried playing this, I didn't get past that last level there. Now, the one thing I do have to say is I was expecting to see more enemies. Just seeing the wiener and the frosty cup of whatever that is, if it's root beer or maybe it's real beer. Kind of missing the differences in the enemies. Like, I like seeing the egg running around. You know, when you get far enough, you saw the pickle. So maybe because I haven't gotten far enough, I don't know. I don't see it, but definitely something that could have been a little bit of an improvement or a tweak in this game would be. What's the point in going down here? I just trapped myself. That's all that was. Just trapping myself. Still does his little dance. That's cool. Whoa. The level design, though, is what makes it challenging. And actually, that's kind of following the same suit as the original Burgertime game. Was, you know, the design of the level is what made it complex. Ooh. You almost have to outsmart them. See, I kind of like ran around in there. Because, you know, unlike in the original Burgertime, you're really, like in the original, you're just on the single plane going up and down. You can't go, you know, kind of on the x-axis there, you know, three-dimensional or whatever. So let's see what happens if I, for instance, do level 3. See what happens on level 3. Whoa! Just got real. Now I remember actually picking this game up. I do have the cartridge for this. I'm playing it on an emulator right now. But I do have the cartridge for it, and I remember picking it up in a flea market, and I wasn't too familiar with it. I like kind of knew about it, that there was a sequel to Burgertime, and the game was called Diner, but I didn't know anything about it when I bought it. And I actually got it for a pretty good price, because I don't think the people who were selling it at the flea market, or the person who was selling it at the flea market, really knew much about Intellivision games or something, or their pricing was a little bit weird. In fact, they even had overpriced common Atari cartridges. Like, I remember they had Stampede for like $20 or something like that, or maybe even more. But this one I ended up picking up for really cheap. Like, I don't think they knew the value of it. They just saw it as another Intellivision cartridge, and I ended up picking it up for really cheap. Like, I picked up this game and a bunch of other games for like $15 total. And I remember getting home, I took a picture of it, and I shared it on, you know, on some of the groups on Facebook, like Intellivision Invasion, and someone made a comment on the video, on the picture, I should say, saying, you know, me getting Diner for that price is not right. And I looked it up at that point. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a really, you know, rare game. And I guess because it was kind of a late title, you know, IMTV Corp, I guess, you know, after they bought the rights to the Intellivision, after the crash. These levels are getting weird. This is almost reminding me of, like, Marble Madness at this point. Just a level look and feel. But I like this. I like how it's totally a different game. I don't know what you're kicking there. It'd be interesting to find out. I don't have a manual. I don't have a box or anything like that. But in the beginning there, it does kind of say that you're kicking food. So it doesn't really specify. But yeah, you can use your imagination. Throw your comments down below what you think that is. Could it be lettuce, cabbage, meatballs, turnips? No, it wouldn't be turnips. I don't think it would be watermelon. Watermelon is kind of like an oval shape. Whoa! Oh, Peter Pepper. Oh, shoot, I'm out of pepper. I thought I still had one more. Whoa. But this is actually pretty fun. This is a quite unique level design, too. You can see how in the bottom there, it's kind of like, it looks like it's going into an oven. It looks like it's, you know, possibly even cooking the food. I mean, you are in a diner after all. I don't see any tables or anything or customers. I see a bunch of hot dogs chasing me and a frosty brew. Oh! Oh well. Anyways, yeah. This is an interesting game. If you ever find it on the shelf somewhere, try and get it. And, you know, they may actually be asking some good money for it, so see if you can bargain them down. Otherwise, you can always play it on the emulator. Get yourself a flash card. Lots of ways you can play this game. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think down below. I always like to hear your thoughts. Throw some comments. What do you think those food balls are? Are they chicken balls? Are they chicken nuggets? I don't know. Throw your comments down below. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.